Okay, y'all, let's do a review of K-12, specifically Arkansas Virtual Academy. And y'all, it has been a month. You guys saw me do the unboxing. You saw my kids and I receive our K-12 packages, the laptop, the school supplies. But I knew something was up when those supplies included lesson plans. Because what? Are you the teacher? Am I the teacher? Wait, I'm the teacher? Now, y'all gotta understand that this definitely blindsided me, because if you look at my previous videos, the reason why I decided to enroll in K-12, the reason why I decided to go with an online school this year is because I do have a newborn baby. Well, let me tell y'all, the workload has been huge. I have to start this video by saying the workload has been huge. The first couple of weeks was definitely hectic. After the first 2 weeks, when the teacher actually did start doing live sessions, they were only like 30 minutes. And they kept telling us that the real experience, the real teachings and things would not start until really September. Keep in mind, school started on August 12th, August 13th. I mean, they were assigning huge amounts of work. Huge amounts of work. And I'm not exaggerating about this. I've been homeschooling, like I said, for the last 4 years. However, I've been doing educational things with my kids since about 1 year old. And we did do 1 year of virtual school before. See, if you go back and look at my video, and I'll be very brief with this, the 1 year that we did virtual school, the reason being was COVID. Okay, so my kids were going into kindergarten. So their first real experience with a real public school, but COVID hit and they were in kindergarten. So everybody was masked up. They were shutting down everything. Y'all know how things went in 2019, 2020. Everything was all over the place. They were shutting down schools, literally. So they had to do the virtual route. And so the way that it was set up, the teacher came on, she taught literally every single lesson. And it's almost like we were just kind of sitting in on camera watching the physical class, if that makes sense. So imagine like a regular class where the teacher is up there teaching and you see students in desks. And then imagine that there was maybe like a screen or something showing all of the virtual kids. So we're all getting the same lesson at the same time. Some of us are just watching it virtually while some are physically there. But I homeschooled for 3 years after that. And now we are on year 5. Y'all, we get up every day. We are downstairs at 8 a.m. every day. When I tell you some days we worked literally until 11 p.m., midnight. And I'm talking about with minimal breaks only being breakfast, lunch, dinner. As 5th graders, we have already read a 9-chapter book and literally dissected every single piece of that freaking book. In their advertisements and everything, they talk so much about how flexible it was. And, oh, you know, the world is your classroom. And this gives you the flexibility where you can work anywhere in the world and you can still travel. And listen, we are a traveling family. I cannot imagine going on vacation or traveling with this much work. We literally would be stuck in the room completing schoolwork all day. I even talked with one of the sisters who kind of persuaded me to give K-12 a try. And I was showing her my dashboard because she was like, oh no, maybe, you're looking at it wrong. Maybe you're getting ahead and getting into future lessons, until I shared my screen. And she was like, oh my God, maybe you should talk to the teacher about this. Like, I have never seen that much work. Me and my kids are typically done by noon every day. There was one day where in the lesson guide, it showed the computer work plus the work in the activity booklet could total 3 hours. 3 hours for one class. Let that soak in. 2-3 weeks in, I was like, okay, I don't really understand, like, what is the teacher for? They first explained this to me, and y'all, I want to be very clear. Before I enrolled my kids in K-12, I did a ton of research. I read literally everything on their website. I talked with my family members who were enrolled in K-12. I looked at so many reviews. I looked at YouTube videos. I called customer service, which customer service was a little iffy. I kept saying, is she reading? Every time I asked a question, it was like, just wait a second. And then it was like this scripted answer, and she just seemed really lost. And although that should have been a red flag, I was just like, maybe she's new. Benefit of the doubt. I'm telling y'all, that benefit of the doubt.